What's going through your head, man?
This fucking close.
Yeah.
This fucking close. This fucking close, dude. This fucking close to pulling off one of the greatest miracles in World Cup history.
Yeah.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your co-host, Reynoso, here with my boy,
Soltero?
and we were, dude. Welcome to the Mexico's funeral service. Today, we were commemorating a team that ultimately left it all on the pitch at the end of the day, but put us through the absolute most throughout their whole lifetime. It wasn't until their final minute of life, it wasn't until they were on their deathbed that we saw the true character of this Mexican team. And so I want to say rest in peace to the Mexican national team right here, right now, as we commemorate a life of turmoil, of highs and lows, and of just overall confusion and frustration. So a moment of silence, chat, for the Mexican national team. Rejoice, people. Rejoice. Because after this, things are going to change, man. Hopefully. Things are going to be different nowadays, man. 4 years. 4 years to change things up, to proceed, to follow through with a new system in place. But for a second there, man, I truly believed we would go through.
Yeah. I mean, because it was 2-0 with, almost 30 minutes left? Maybe 25? That's good. And especially the way that Saudi Arabia were playing, how open they were at the back. I was like, this is bound to happen. Mexico is going to get that third goal. It's written in the stars. It's destiny at this point. But I don't know what happened really. Saudi Arabia kind of started to control a little bit better than they were. And I guess the moment just got a little too hectic for honestly both teams. For both teams, it just got too crazy, too chaotic. And that third goal just wouldn't fall. But man, did we get really fucking close though. Some really big chances. Lozano penetrating inside, getting good looks too, man. So I don't know. It just would not fall.
The crazy thing is, at the end of the day, it comes down to yellow cards. We did what we needed to do. Yeah. We tied the game up. We tied the table up, and we put ourselves in a position to essentially qualify. But then the tiebreaker, the tiebreaker which has always been in place, yellow cards coming after, I believe, goals for, no? Or they don't even consider goals for.
They do. It's goal differential, goals for, then goals against, I think, and then fair play. So in a way, I do. That's why I kind of, I'm sad, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm glad that they made it close. They made it fun, dude. Man. For 30 minutes, I truly believed that Mexico could have gotten back to the round of 16. That close, considering how down I felt on myself after the Argentina game. It's crazy that we were this close at the end of the day to getting into that round of 16 once again, man. So, first off, Saudi Arabia, where the hell were you, man? Yeah. Where the hell were you? We're a podcast that supports you, man. We're on your side here. I'm a Mexico fan, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, Saudi Arabia's a good team. Please make some history for us. You beat Argentina in the first match of the tournament. Follow up with that momentum and make something of it. A loss against Poland and now a loss against Mexico showcases their true qualities, and it sucks to see. It really does suck to see. And on the other hand, Mexico, why are you just now deciding to wake the fuck up? Literally, bro, this team should have played like this from the get-go. Yeah. We should have had the same approach against Poland that we had against Saudi Arabia. And I'm sorry for my loudness and I'm sorry for my tone, but this team pissed me off in a way with what they did today because they played the game perfectly, man. Perfectly. Damn it, I'm spitting. They played the game perfectly, man. Perfectly. Do this against Poland, man. Be more aggressive. Be smart. Be more tactical. At the same time, Saudi Arabia showed that they weren't as good of an opponent as Poland.
But man, dude, the overall aggressiveness I saw from this team this time around, Luis Chavez from the get-go, my goodness, what a player, man. Had himself a hell of a tournament from the get-go. Every ball that came his way, he was swinging at it. Just trying to maintain that offensive aggressiveness, swinging at the ball. Even if it didn't go, if it didn't result in a goal, it would be a really well-attempted shot. And I love that, man. Chucky Lozano was menacing on the wings. Alexis Vega, for the love of God, Alexis Vega, finish your chances, man. You get that early goal, this could be a completely different game. We could have been in by now, man. Who knows what could have happened? In a way, this might have that run we had might have happened a little too late, dude, for it all to happen in the second half. Yeah. Regardless, though, I must collect myself. Man. Because Argentina, low-key, came through for us. Low-key. Yeah. Getting 2 big goals against Poland, keeping it tight for us, essentially handing us the qualification. All we needed was one more goal, man. Yeah. One more goal with 30 minutes left. You had a Chucky Lozano offside goal. You had a Carlos Uriel Antuna offside goal as well. And just chaos. Overall chaos. But I agree with your take, man. And I'm sorry that I'm a little all over the place right now, but there's a lot to process here.
Yeah, a lot of process.
I agree with your take that I actually do think it got a little too chaotic for Mexico. Yeah. Like, it was so... The defense for Saudi Arabia was so open that it was almost unpredictable what they would do.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to figure out how to break them, and suddenly they're just making the wackiest of moves. Their goalkeeper had the wackiest of saves time in and time out. And I think that in the end, that actually worked out for Saudi Arabia, man. Ended up getting a goal back, and Mexico failed to qualify to the next round. But what a bizarre last 30 minutes.
Bizarre.
And yeah, man, I'm processing it right now. I'm processing this right now.
This entire group, the way this ended today, actually leaves me frustrated and a little pissed off, man, because I'm not happy about any of these teams. The teams that didn't go through, Mexico and Saudi Arabia, and the teams that ultimately will go into the round of 16 to represent this group and to face, in my opinion, probably better teams. I am pissed off at the quality that will advance from this Group C, man. Pissed off. I'll start, I guess, with Mexico. You already said it. They should have played this way from the get-go. But I have one person to blame, and it is Tata Martino. Where was this passion on the sideline in those other 2 games?
Dude, he looked so into it this time around.
Into it,
this
man.
Guy, dude.
This fucking guy. Yeah. And I completely blame him for the way that Mexico approached their first 2 games. You have to start Pineda, I think, from the get-go.
Yep.
Where was this? Even though Pineda may have not had the most efficient game, his activity was so crucial to Mexico just getting on the ball more and just being more offensive overall. Because you have that pivot in Alvarez. Alvarez playing for Ajax. He's going to be good back there by himself. You don't need to have Herrera next to him for 180 minutes, man.
Shocking to see what happens to the Mexico team when you don't have Guardado or Herrera starting, man.
Exactly.
Shocking. Blows my mind, man. as if any of us knew that would happen, bro.
Right.
Suddenly you put in the Ajax player, Edson Alvarez, back into this game after sitting him out in the biggest game of the tournament for us against Argentina, and you saw what the fuck happened.
Exactly. And the front 3, we always knew were going to be feisty with Vega and Lozano. Martin coming through, getting that first goal off that corner kick with a beautiful little flick from Cesar Montes. And we knew that flick was insane.
What the hell was that flick,
dude?
Yeah,
flare as hell, man. But we knew the backline was good because they proved it. But all Martino had to do from the beginning of this tournament was let his midfield free. Let them roam. Let them play creatively. And I think Mexico would get a result against Poland. And we wouldn't even be talking about how we needed 3 or 4 goals against Saudi Arabia. We would have just gotten the dub and we'd be going through. But this was the problem going into the tournament. It, as you already said, it took Tata to be on his deathbed with his Mexican national team to actually get risky.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been calling for all along. There needs to be change. There needs to be more faith in players like Pineda, more faith in players like Chavez, who thankfully did get the start from the get-go. But there needs to be more of this. Kevin Alvarez, I thought, in his few minutes that he had today and in the big game against Argentina was really, really good. There needs to be more faith in what Mexico can produce. And then as a league, Mexico needs to be more lenient on letting their young talents go to Europe. Because I think that if they do that, it'll be an easy path for Mexico to have a very good team in 4 years. You're not gonna have to rely on luck or anything like that. Yeah. You just let Mexican players flourish.
Free them from the shackles.
Free them the shackles of Liga MX and the money that's in Mexico. Free them from that, and this Mexican team can be very, very successful. And just get a better manager. Get a better manager that is willing to look at the pieces that he has at his disposal, and then from there create a really good competitive team that's solid at the back, creative in the midfield, and then you let your flair players like Lozano and Vega have fun up front. You do that, and this Mexico team can do really great things. So even though, yes, we got super close today, I'm still left a little frustrated from a Mexican performance.
For sure. That's exactly how I feel too. Yeah. Even if we would have made it through, bro. France.
Oh, yeah,
France, bro.
Yeah.
France.
No.
Come on now.
Yeah, come on,
man. The goal here was to get out in first with Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. This team should have been good enough to get first place and take advantage of that and have a game set up to be against Australia. But because this team is ass, we're not even in the conversation, man.
Exactly.
Tata Martino is scheduled to be let go, to be fired as of now. Yeah. He will not be with this Mexico team following the World Cup. So that was the last Tata Martino match we will ever see with him at the helm for Mexico.
And dude, I've been thinking about it literally ever since the final whistle. This is actually going to be this might be the biggest appointment in the coaching position for the Mexican national team ever, because the World Cup is going to be in Mexico for a little bit of it, and it's going to be in the States in general, which is just another Mexico essentially as far as Latin American fans are concerned. So, dude, the next World Cup in 4 years, Mexico have to get everything right, and I think it's going to start with the coaching position, man. They can't get Miguel Herrera. They can't go back to that. They got to really think about this and look at all other options. Don't rush into who they're going to hire next. Maybe even get an interim for like 6 months or something, man. And really take your time on who you want to be the next coach for the Mexican national team, because I think that's going to be the biggest decision the federation makes going into the next World Cup, man.
Yeah, and I also wonder what the federation's role in general, man. This federation needs to change their outlook and their mentality as well. I think it goes both aligned with the coach and the federation, because for years the Mexican Federation has essentially just been corrupt, man. Yeah. They just worry about jersey sales, about making money, about getting money into their pockets. I want to see a federation that is forward thinking, man. That's thinking about the future, a little bit like the U.S., dude. That's pushing for players from Liga MX to go to Europe and to really inspire them to go play in bigger leagues and more competitive leagues. I think it has to be a process that kind of influences every single sector and piece of Mexico in general, man. Yeah. So it's going to be a long process, but like you said, it's not difficult, man. We're not in a situation like Qatar, where Qatar needs to develop hard for the next 3.5 years to even have a chance. Yeah. We have the talent, man. Just manage it better. Do better about assigning players and getting them in good countries and developing talent. That's all it takes, man, because we do have the talent. We saw it today, and get a coach that knows how to mold that talent and how to utilize that talent and how to maximize it. Let me look at the chat, man. Let me see what the hell y'all have been saying. Pep Guardiola to coach Mexico? Angel Bautista, $5 donation. Thank you, my friend. Tata let us down, not the players.
Yes.
Chavez better than Messi, and Ronaldo at free kicks. I don't care. And finally, Viva Mexico, cabrones. 2026 is ours. I'm on the same goddamn page, bro. Luis Chavez, real quick, man.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
what
my
a free
God.
kick. What a free kick.
Game of his life, dude.
Yeah.
A player that is purely on form. That free kick is a top 3 goal this tournament, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. A beautifully struck free kick. Side netting from, I don't know, like 27 yards out. Oh, my God.
Dude, the first time I've seen Mexico score a free kick since, like, the Bush administration, when Ramon Morales was shooting free kicks for Mexico, man. It's been a long time since I've seen a quality free kick like that one, bro. Yeah. Carlos Prado, Mexico play their hearts out. This should have been the lineup every game. Proud moment, though. Viva Mexico. I feel the exact same way. I'm proud. I am with that specific performance. Not proud with their overall performance this World Cup. Mr. Little Maradona. Soltero overhyped Europe or doesn't like Messi. He said Argentina can't beat Denmark. Argentina will have to beat Australia to get to quarters. We will talk about that once we get to the Australia game or the Denmark match. So don't you worry, my friend. Huey Estrada. Jugamos como nunca y perdimos como siempre.
Shit.
God damn, man. God damn. El Sombra Regio 7. How different would things be if we had just accepted Martino's resignation? Though this is really the entire FMF's fault, I don't know if YDL, what is that, will re-sign.
resign. I don't know. Maybe that's like the president of the FMF. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I need to look into that. Rip the Manuma. Okay, Luis Chavez, a gem. Dart Chewy, good to see you again, my friend. Bro, I cannot stop sobbing, but this is a love for the game, the beautiful, beautiful game. Bayer Leverkusen tweets Hola Chavez after his golazo. I do think Chavez has a really good chance of getting into Europe after this World Cup performance. Yeah. Also winning the Liga MX title with Pachuca. Like, he has to go to Europe, man. If he goes to, like, Tigres or some shit, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, Jesus, that'd be horrible.
El Edgar. No te agüites. We'll come back much stronger when we're on American soil. That's the hope, man. That really is the hope. That's what happens. Santi, $5 donation. Thank you, my friend. Saudi Arabia humbling Argentina. Best thing that could have happened to Argentina. Mark my words. Argentina will only gain momentum. We got this. Okay, fair. We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk. El Sombra Regio 7. Once again, respect to Argentina. Differences aside, they cared and wanted to see us go through. Latino America trying to help each other out. To each and geez, I don't know how to formulate that sentence. Latino America trying to help each other out. Viva Mexico. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. So scroll all the way down. We're getting so many chat. I love how active the chat is right now. Let's talk.
No, the super chat.
No, super chat. Let's see. El Sombra Regio 7. We need Raza at the helm. Put Jaime Lozano as interim until he proves his roots. Or we find an appropriate head coach. I would love that, man. I would love that. A Mexican coach coaching a Mexican team would be amazing to see, man.
Yeah.
We haven't had that since even before Osorio, dude.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Ghostface Quan. Ultimately, the downfall for Mexico was clinging on to old players and really poor Tata tactics.
Yes.
Such a shame it took us this long to really play at a high level. Much love, guys, and always, Viva Mexico, cabrones. Dude, these chats are hitting, man. Y'all are hitting it on the... Whoa. Soltero? Alan Soltero. I love the podcast, boys. Un saludo a mi compa Soltero. Arriba, Mexico. Damn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did we miss Chicharito?
Nah. I'm going to say no.
Yo, love the podcast and live. I'm Argentinian, but love you guys. Sigue la ilusión. Vamos, let's go. Go all the way down for me. Yeah. Chavez, our best player this World Cup for Mexico? I think so. Yeah, I think so. He was great in every single game. Yeah. Even in the Argentina game where we got killed. Gonzalo Manzano, thank you for the donation, my friend. Really do appreciate that. That'll go into producer Rudd's pockets. Don't you worry. Okay. Just a lot of activity. Okay. Overall, though, Mexico loses out. They don't make it through. Yeah. It's saddening. It hurts, but it's fitting with how this team performed throughout qualification and this World Cup. On the other hand, though, we have Argentina and Poland facing off against each other with a lot on the line as well going into the match. I said it, man. When we met up at halftime to catch up on the game, I said this second half is going to be incredible, man. The entertainment is going to be amazing, and boy, did it deliver, dude. Because Argentina, 1 minute into the second half, gets a goal against Poland. This is after Lionel Messi missed a penalty due to the best penalty save of the tournament, Szczesny putting his hand up, blocking that shit out, and just keeping Poland in the game at the time. That was incredible to see.
Incredible.
But Alexis McAllister gets at the end of a ball. 1 minute in, Argentina goes up 1-0, and I'm saying, let's go, Argentina. Blow these dudes out. Let's go. And they get a second goal through a Julian Alvarez just magical play. They're up 2-0. They close the game out in that sense. And Argentina finds a way to finish this World Cup group stage on top in first place, scheduled to face off against Australia and Poland, getting second place through yellow card accumulation and having 4 points in the group. So that's the first place team and the second place team out of Group C. What are your initial thoughts on this match?
I said before that I'm really frustrated with the overall play of this group in general. I already kind of talked about Mexico. And to talk about Poland, man, this team sucks, man. I've been really critical.
I agree, dude.
I've been really critical of them since their first opening game. And even though they beat Saudi Arabia, man, they did it with just really basic tactics and really good play from Lewandowski, essentially. And Saudi Arabia themselves, you already said, have been sloppy since their first game against Argentina. And so Poland took advantage of that, just like Mexico did today. And yeah, I don't think it's that big beating a team like Saudi Arabia. Other than that, Poland have been horrible, and they were really bad today, dude. Yeah, they only lost 2-0 against Argentina, but I feel like if Argentina really wanted to, they could have just kept going and going and going. Every time I looked at the Argentina-Poland game, I just saw Argentinians in Poland's box. Like, Poland just let them into their box, and then from there, they just hoped that they could clog up any passing lanes and, try to avoid conceding a goal. And that is exactly what they did. Lewandowski was on a literal island for 90 whole minutes.
Vacation.
Had zero help up there, up top. But we knew this. Poland have no midfield. They've never had any midfield to rely on. So when you're playing a midfield of like McAllister and all the other Argentine midfielders like De Paul, you're going to get ran. You're going to get completely dominated from a possessive point of view. And that's exactly what happened, man. Poland had zero chance. I knew they weren't going to really get anything. I was just hoping. And this is a really bad performance. And I'm pissed that Poland are going to be one of the best 16 to go on to the next stage.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Group A, second place, a strong Senegalese side that has really earned their spot. Group B, a USA team that has shown some grit. Group D, you even have an Australian team that also has grit and has fought for that second place position. Poland just stumbled upon it.
Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of my analysis going into the tournament. I said this group was the weakest group. And I think it really showed because Saudi Arabia low-key botched this. You beat the best team in this group. You get 3 points. Just get a draw in the other two weaker opponent games. And they couldn't even do that. So Saudi Arabia, I thought, yes, had a really, really good first game and were good in moments against Poland, but then they eventually let go. And I thought Saudi Arabia, to go back to that, I thought they were really bad today. I thought they were horrible, man. The amount of holes that they left open against Mexico, they didn't even come out here to really compete, in my opinion, man. Their defensive structure was really, really bad. Every time a Mexico player would come and get the ball, they would go and try to attack it, wouldn't get it, and there'd be a wide open hole for like Lozano or Vega to infiltrate. So Saudi Arabia's tactic and game plan was really bad today, man. And
we saw that play where it was a 30-yard pass down the middle, and Chucky Lozano was at the end of it, one-on-one with the keeper, and he just had two guys on his side, fouled him eventually, but that was how easy it was to break that defense, dude. They were wide open, man.
Wide open. And for me, Poland, Saudi Arabia, and Mexico all were just in general really poor over the course of the entire group stage. Argentina did pull it back after their loss against Saudi Arabia, but I'm still not that convinced, man. Their play, I think, is just too predictable. I really do think it is. They solely rely on Messi and any other player to have a big, big game. And I think going forward, it's going to come back to really haunt them. The fact that they don't have a good offensive structure, they don't have good fluidity going forward. I think the only reason why Argentina end up top of this group is because Poland are ass, Mexico couldn't figure out to the last group, and they actually lost to Saudi Arabia. So when you look at this group as a whole, this is not a good group. I think it is the worst group out of the 8 in this tournament, and I don't have any high hopes for either Argentina or Poland going forward.
Well, it'll be interesting. I think if we saw a good comment here, let me scroll up. With Argentina facing off against Australia, they put themselves on the lighter side of the bracket. So there's actually there it is. Argentina put themselves in a golden spot bracket-wise. Australia will get sent back to their side of the world. And Netherlands and the USA don't stand a chance. Argentina make it to the semis already. That'd be interesting. USA-Argentina match or Netherlands-Argentina match in the quarterfinals will be really interesting. But yeah, that side of the bracket is already looking pretty weak in general for every single team involved, I would say.
That is true. Actually, I think any team on that side actually has a good chance because I would actually beg to differ that the Netherlands or the U.S. would have a really good chance against this Argentina.
Yeah. And I think it goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Yeah,
it goes both ways.
It'll be very, very open. Let's see. Let me see some super chats here. El Sombra Regio 7. YDL is Yon de Luisa is the president of Mexican Federation. Erby Sanchez. Luis Chavez to be Mexico's next captain. I mean, he'll be 30 next World Cup, so he'll definitely be back. I just hope that he can continue that progression because so many times do we see a Mexican player just shine on the World Cup stage or in a big tournament and then just disappear into the shadow realm, man. I definitely want to see his progression continue. El Pepe de Pepes. A complete restructure of FMF is needed. Tata Martino needs to go. Yon de Luisa needs to go. Televisa and TV Azteca should stick out of Mexico's federation's business. Damn, a lot of involvement there as well. Mr. Little Maradona, good to see you again. I know it's not today's topic, but who do you each have, USA or Netherlands? We'll talk about that at the end. I think Chavez would be 29. Yeah, he'll be 29, 30. Y'all made it to the Spotify Wrapped. Hey, good, man, good. If you were on your Spotify Wrapped by any chance, let us know, and I'll take this moment now to promote our Spotify podcast. Please rate us 5 stars. We're on the charts right now, on the sports podcast charts, top 50 in the world, so please give us a 5-star rating. I hope USA does well against the Netherlands and Argentina beats Australia so I can see Adams versus Enzo. That's going to be a midfield war.
That would be cool.
Fuck you all. Argentina will win this. Vamos Argentina, man. I want to know. I want to know, guys, Argentina fans, I know you're in attendance right now. What from today's game makes you think that you guys will have a successful knockout round appearance, that you will do good in the knockout rounds? Are you convinced? How are you feeling? Do you understand Soltero's point? Are you on the other side? Are you saying, fuck it, we're just going to show out the Argentine way and get these results? Poland did not deserve to qualify, but Szczesny did.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. I really do not like this Polish side. Yeah. I really don't.
Yeah, Argentina has weak opponents in Australia and USA/Netherlands, but all games must be played. On paper, they should go through. And I don't think they lack offense in Alvarez, Martinez, and Messi and Di Maria. Argentina played well, but Messi not. And Poland's side is even worse than Australia. So Argentina was not really tested against a good team yet.
I actually agree, and I guess we can get to that soon, but I actually think the Australia game will be way harder than today's Poland game.
Zidane can speak Spanish.
You looking for a job?
Rafa Marquez potentially could come back and coach the squad. I think he's coaching Barcelona's like youth teams or something like that. Okay. That'd be a good sign. Reynoso, now you know who's the best goalkeeper of the tournament. You're right, man. It's Szczesny, dude. It has to be Szczesny. It has to be, dude. He's been playing incredible. Today's Argentina's shown his short pass playing to open up spaces. I did not understand that sentence. We cheered for our coach Renard in the first 2 games, but in today's game, it was a disaster. Yup. Renard got it wrong today, man. And the team just broke down the moment Mexico got that first goal. All right, we got 922 live viewers right now. Shout out to all you guys. Make sure to like and leave a comment for sure. Participate in the chat. Talk to these folks. Let's move on to the next set of matches that happened today in Group D, with Australia facing off against Denmark, dude. Yeah. This was a crazy-ass game because ultimately, man, right off the bat, fucking Denmark, man. One of the most disappointing teams in this tournament. So not getting a goal against Australia when they needed it most to qualify. Instead, we got proven wrong, brother. Yeah. We got proven wrong big time by this Aussie side. The Socceroos have shown up to the World Cup stage. They got themselves 2 historic victories in the group stage, and now they'll be going through into the round of 16 alongside France in this group and just ruining everyone's brackets, man. I think this is the biggest upset so far in terms of qualification into the round of 16. Australia has qualified. Congratulations to any Aussie supporters out there, but man, dude, Denmark gave that match away, man. They had no business losing that game, and instead of a dark horse candidate in Denmark, we saw a Danish side that just ultimately didn't care, that ultimately just didn't have the offensive talent to break any sort of defense, any sort of team's defenses, and we're left disappointed, brother. Yeah. Disappointed.
So disappointed in this Danish side. Euro semifinalist a year ago. Their recent form has been so hot. So going into this tournament, they had no business not getting out of this group. They absolutely should have won this game, especially knowing that you win 1-0, you're through. You just win this game. You have the quality when you have players like Eriksson, Skov Olsen, Jesper Lindstrom on one side, Cornelius Braithwaite, whoever's starting up there, Damsgaard, Dolberg, Kasper Schmeichel at the back, Christensen, Anderson. There's so much quality in this side. But for me, this was just a case of every single player out there for Denmark was completely and utterly out of form. Dude, they played horribly today.
Awful.
Even they had a slight sense of urgency, which I did applaud, because in their first 2 games, man, Denmark kind of just didn't really care. Their pace was really slow, and they didn't look like they wanted to win. They were fine with draws, for example. But today they did have a little bit more sense of urgency, and they were passing a little bit quicker. And so I was like, okay, this is a little bit better. But man, dude, their play was so sloppy. They couldn't string together more than like 3 offensive forward passes. Everybody was just having errant passes to one another. No one could really get past their defender. Crosses weren't working. Eriksson had a bad game. Every single Danish player just could not find their own form. You bring that all together and you get a really shitty team. So Denmark, this whole tournament has been so disappointing. And honestly, I'm really underwhelmed with them. I think everybody is, man. Everybody. A lot of
people had them as dark horses.
Exactly.
You had them in the semis.
I did. So disappointed with Denmark, man. And yeah, the thing is, at the end of the day, Australia completely deserved this. If you look at what happened in those 90 minutes, Australia were the better side. Maybe not with possession or overall technique, but their game plan completely worked. And when you looked at how Australia played Tunisia in their second game, they came out here today and did the exact same thing. Every single player in that backline had one role, and they all played it to perfection. And then from there, it was just get Goodwin involved, get Matthew Leckie involved, see what Aaron Mui can do on the ball and with his distribution. And it worked. It worked perfectly, man. I talk about how every single Danish player was out of form. Every single Australian player that played today against Denmark was completely in form. And they had the perfect game plan and executed to perfection. And what a goal from Matthew Leckie, man.
Yep.
Weaving in and out. He still got it. Weaving in and out, getting that nice little diagonal finish, curling into the side net or nestling into the side netting. And 1-0 for Australia. Another tight win, but completely deserved. Congratulations, Australia, because, wow, I did not see this coming from them at all.
Yeah, one of the most impressive performances we've seen from them, man. Qualifying to the round of 16. Someone said Denmark is the whitest dark horse we've ever seen.
Yeah, dude.
Completely blew it, man.
Completely blew
Denmark lacked sense of urgency even after they conceded a goal to Australia. Dude, they didn't actually have a good chance on goal.
No.
Not a single one.
No.
They had backs against the walls, and they're just hanging out. Fucking drinking mimosas and shit.
They couldn't do anything. That's the thing. Like, they tried, but every single chance that they gave it a go in, dude, ended with like an errant pass, an overhit cross. Nothing was working for Denmark. Nothing.
Yeah. Denmark were just invisible this World Cup. Don't remember anything from their campaigns. Says Swap Nil. Disappointing, man. Let's read some of these super chats. Izia Chavez. We hope for the next 4 years, just look at the U18 squad. We have time. And don't forget Marcelo Flores, speaking about Mexico. Bro, I forgot about Marcelo Flores after he missed that penalty in Nations League, dude. Santi, what will keep us in will be Scaloni being able to adapt, and our young ballers will ball out. Alvarez, Fernandez, Acuna, Martinez, led by the GOAT. All right, I have that faith. We'll see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens. This match shows that passion can lead to victory. Truly, man, truly. Graham Arnold, dude. Yeah. Low key, this guy, it's a bit of a mastermind, man. Yeah. I love how he carries himself on the sideline like this footballing genius almost.
Yeah.
But his demeanor is amazing, and I think the players really play into it, really do believe in what he tells them, and it showed today in how they managed to get another 1-0 victory after doing the same thing to Tunisia.
Yeah.
6 points Australia gets, bro. 6.
Crazy.
Yeah,
and turning that, 11% chance of getting out of the group when a team loses their first game. Mm-hmm. They got thrashed by France, but the Aussie mentality is something that I think we highlighted before the tournament, and why we said they'll never get blown out. Australians fight to the bitter end, but this time they were able to have a little bit of magic too. So my God, did Australia show out. And yes, credit to Graham Arnold for setting this team up and always having that belief, man. I feel like when every game that they play, they said, look, we don't have the technical advantage over our opponents, but we can come out here and just at least try. And it worked. It fucking worked for Australia, bro. And the thing is, that's the mentality that if Saudi Arabia had, would have worked today. Saudi Arabia, if they had that same mentality of, look, let's not change anything. Let's go out, let's work hard, and let's try to get a 1-0 win. Saudi Arabia would have won today. They would have maybe had a chance against Poland too. That's the difference, I think, between Australia and Saudi Arabia, is that the Australians actually have a very rigid mindset, and they never let any situation get out of hand. And from the moment that whistle blows, Australia give it their all, and they always have some sort of specific game plan, and it worked.
So at the end of the day, Saudi Arabia just got lucky against Argentina, man.
I think so.
Yeah.
But
that sucks.
But well, yes and no. Their defense was really, really good that day, and their 2 goals were just bangers. But after that, Saudi Arabia just completely let go. Yeah. Any fuel that they had, they used it all up against Argentina.
You guys, just like all of us, had Australia as one of the World Cup worst teams on paper. Let's not forget they even had the lead against France at the first game. Big ups to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see. What about this Australia versus Argentina match? We talked about it. It might be a little closer than people think, because now we see Australia as an even stronger team than, say, Poland, perhaps.
Yeah.
Could Australia actually find themselves getting a victory here?
Thing is, Argentina, I do think, struggle against teams who have a very organized back line and very physical midfielders. That's, I think, why Argentina struggled against Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia that day, their back line was almost perfect. Their offside trap was played to perfection, and their midfielders with Al-Malki specifically were so active. Australia going to do the same thing against Argentina. That backline of Australia is going to fight for their lives, and midfielders like Jackson Irvine are not going to make it easy for the Argentine midfield. So I think Australia going to have a good chance to keep it tight. They're going to have to rely on the same thing, though. A Duke Worldy or a Matthew Leckie wonder goal. That's what's going to make it hard for Australia, is their offense. But they've done it twice in a row. Why not a third time?
I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll do it, because I do think that Argentina is starting to gain momentum. I think even though they could have gotten a 3-0, 4-0 win against Poland if they wanted to. Yeah. They broke that block. I think Argentina will be able to carry that momentum into the round of 16, and in a way it is related to luck here, but it's the fact of the matter that they'll have a really easy round of 16 matchup to just keep that momentum going. Yeah. So take advantage of that. Get the victory. Messi shows out. Whoever, Enzo, Julian Alvarez are going to show out, and they'll go into the quarterfinals now with 2-3 victories in hand, feeling a lot better versus how they started the tournament. So I have Argentina winning that matchup and getting through Australia, but I don't doubt that Australia will make it hard. They'll make it hard because, bro, it's a round of 16 match. Yeah. Australia is back. This is history, man. Yeah. I saw a video of the fans at 3:30 in the morning over there watching the game in the fucking streets of Australia, celebrating it. So it definitely means a lot to these Aussie folk. I think the quality will definitely be on display of both these sides, and ultimately Argentina will get the victory. But a good match regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last match of the day was Tunisia against France, where we had yet another fucking upset, dude. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
France
did make 9 changes.
9 fucking changes, dude. Yeah, no. This was their B team, possibly even their C team, man, if you throw in the injuries they have in this tournament. Yeah. But still, Tunisia had their moment, man. They had their beautiful moment of scoring a goal against a top nation, but then also a moment of believing that, hey, we might actually make it through to round 16 if something happens in that Australia-Denmark game. So in a way, man, I'm even more disappointed in Denmark, because Tunisia ultimately had a really good World Cup, dude. A really good World Cup.
Yes.
They beat France, and I would argue they outplayed Australia, but Australia managed to get the victory at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And then they played against Denmark and played them well, tied against a European nation. Tunisia had a very proud performance, but they end up going home with 4 points and losing out because Denmark wasn't able to get a tie against Australia.
Yeah, I actually see this Tunisia side kind of similar to Mexico. I see a lot of parallels in the sense that this Tunisian side, if they had just maybe freed themselves up a little bit more, be a little bit more brave, then I think they actually could have gotten the result against Australia. I think they played into Australia's hands in the sense that Australia were going to bunker in and wait for their chance. And Tunisia, in that game specifically, man, I don't think they did enough. I think they got a little scared, and they're like, maybe we go for the draw here, when they should have just gone all out like they did today against France. They do that, then we could be talking about France and Tunisia going through. They did so well today. The Wabi Kazri kind of wriggling his way through, getting a really, really good goal. And what's crazy is that in that moment for like 2 minutes, Tunisia were actually going through.
Yes.
And all they needed was Denmark to equalize in the other game, and Tunisia would have gone through. It's crazy how close they got. Very similar to how crazy Mexico got close to going out today too. So Tunisia, they gave it their all in this game. They made 5 or 6 changes, I think, to their lineup too. So they completely changed it. They said, fuck it, let's go for it. And it worked. But unfortunately, that game against Australia is ultimately what defined them not going through. If they were just better in that game, I think they would have been the better second team to actually go through alongside France.
As a Tunisian, I can't sleep now, bro.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
It's tough. If anything, we were talking about the group where Brazil, Serbia, and Switzerland. We talked about that group having a 3-team pass to get through the knockout stages. Maybe Group D deserved a 3-team pass for the effort that Tunisia put in.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Varun Raja, hey, welcome to the Give and Go, man. Welcome. Thank you for supporting. You have emojis now at your disposal, man. You can use them. Angel Bautista, what did you say? We won't get to see Mexico's white kit at the World Cup. Damn. Yeah. We always went green. Always went green. Props to Tunisia from Germany. Deschamps chose to bring 50 center backs, yet left Ferland Mendy and Digne out. A stupid decision like that cost France today. Camavinga and Desassi as fullbacks is sickening. Oh, man. Tunisia-Australia game was Mexico's Poland game. Okay. Yeah, where they didn't take full advantage.
I completely agree. Tunisia had a really good chance there, but they were just too scared. Yeah. They were just too scared.
Canelo and Tata in the ring. Yeah, I've been hearing about that shit, man. Canelo, this dude. France will not be spared next time. France really just didn't care.
That's how I looked at it, to be honest. I don't think France cared about that game at all.
Yeah. How do I become a member? I believe if you click on the join button that's right under this video, there should be a join button. $5 a month. It's just to support the channel,
it really
man,
helps
to help
out,
us keep growing the channel. And you get access to emojis and priority in the chat. So please, I implore you to check that out. I think France would be much better with Griezmann as coach.
Hey, Greasy as coach would be kind of cool, like in 20 years.
That'd be a fun segment, man. That'd be a fun segment. All right, so we've reviewed all the games today, no? I think so.
Yeah, no, we did. Yeah, that's okay. It.
So let's get into match ratings. We have 900 live viewers right now, a record for us. Thank you guys for checking in. Match ratings is about rating each game on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of entertainment, in terms of the atmosphere, in terms of the stakes at hand, everything that it brings into a World Cup match, rating that out and seeing what it is on a scale of 1 to 10. So the first game we'll go with is Australia against Denmark. What would you guys rate that, man? Was it boring to you guys? Was it a fun game? Was it a tight affair? I think ultimately, man, this is like a 7 for me.
Yeah, low 7s.
Low 7s.
Yeah.
Low 7s for Denmark against Australia. We're seeing a 6. We're seeing 7, 6.3, 5.67. Yeah, I think an average of a 6.5 to a 7.
The goal from Lecky, I think, really makes this at least a 7. Because without that goal, it would have been like a 6 or a 5, man.
Yeah, and the fact that Tunisia scored nearly at the same time made it even more exciting.
I agree.
But Denmark's lack of ability to score or even get a chance was so bad, dude. Yeah, 6.5 I think is the average here. And on the other hand, Tunisia getting a big victory against France. For anyone that watched that game, what would you rate that game as? A 6, a 7? I'll go 7 due to history being made here. Tunisian fans getting a big victory and the excitement of it, being for a couple seconds, for a few minutes, having the second place spot in this group. I'm seeing a 9. I'm seeing an 8. I'm seeing a 7. I'm seeing an 8. This is definitely higher than the Australia-Denmark match. 7.5 average is what I think I'll go with here. 7.6, 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 for this one. Okay. Third match of the day, we'll do Argentina-Poland first. What did you guys think about that? We had a Lionel Messi penalty call that was very controversial, that resulted in Messi missing it with an incredible Szczesny save. We had a Alexis McAllister goal, and then we had a Julian Alvarez goal. What would you guys rate that? 6, 5, 10, 8.5, 8.4, 6, 8. I think this one's an average of an 8. Okay, so we're slowly building here. An average of an 8. Going once. Going twice. Yeah, I'm seeing 8. I'm seeing 8. All right, 8. So far, that's the best game of the day. And lastly, Mexico against Argentina. What would you guys rate that? I think I'm going to be biased here because of how, it was amazing to see Mexico get those 2 back-to-back goals. The quality of the goals with Cesar Montes doing a Ronaldinho type of flick. Yeah. And then Luis Chavez having a fucking Messi-like free kick. Yeah. Those next 30 minutes were exhilarating, dude. Exhilarating. 9.5, 10, a 9, an 8.5, a 9, 10, 7.7. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's a 9. I think it's an average of a 9. Mexico, Saudi Arabia gets the best game of the Mexico, Saudi Arabia gets the Give and Go's Best Match of the Day award. So congrats to Mexico. They won something in that sense. We got a couple super chats. We'll do that before we preview tomorrow's games. From Santi, $20. Hey, thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
I feel like I can talk ball with you guys for hours. This is what makes this pod great. I connect with y'all even though I oppose Soltero's takes a lot, but he makes it easy to listen to his points and is always respectful.
I appreciate that, man.
I do appreciate that, man. Hopefully one day we can meet up with our viewers in person here in Austin and we can talk in person and feature you guys on the podcast. I would love that. And then another donation from Juan Rodarte. Good to see you again, my friend. Great podcast. Love the show. Mexico next coach, Reynoso and Soltero.
We'd make a hell of a pair,
Damn,
man.
dude. Hey, let me be the assistant so I can motivate the players, bro. I'd be all heart and passion, man.
We could be co-managers. We could be co.
I don't know. Maybe I want to be full-time manager, bro. Maybe I want to be full-time. I would love to be motivating these players, man. Talking to them on the sideline, and then you talk tactics. Talk a textbook. What needs to be done. Juan Galvan, $1 donation. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, bro. Any sort of donation means a lot to us. All right. Moving on to the last part of the show, previewing tomorrow's matches. The first match of tomorrow will be at the same time as... There we go. We have Canada against Morocco and Croatia against Belgium. Which one do you want to preview first?
I guess let's just do Canada.
Go for it.
Morocco. This one's just tough to get into for me because Canada's out. Like, Canada are legitimately eliminated mathematically, so I'm probably not even going to look at this game, to be honest, man. I just hope Morocco keep up their consistency. I hope they don't make too many changes, to be honest, because I feel like France can do they can make 9 changes because they know that their 11 has so much quality that they can get a rest. I feel like Morocco kind of need to keep this unit together. Go on a high going to the round of 16. So I hope there's not too many changes for Morocco, and I hope they just get the win. Keep that high going in that round of 16. Hype.
Yeah, this is Morocco's chance to continue this special run.
Yeah.
If they get any sort of bad result here, man, I'd be critical.
I'll be critical, man.
Golden opportunity, man. Golden opportunity. And I doubted you guys. Don't let this end up being a situation where we were ultimately right. Don't let that happen, man. Yeah. I want Morocco to take advantage and continue to prove us wrong and get a result here. What does the poll say? The poll says Morocco gets the win with 72%, Canada with 19%, and a draw with 9%. Yeah, I think Morocco is facing off against a Canadian team that's a little defeated.
So defeated.
A little defeated. That game against Croatia was just detrimental, man. Killed them. Killed the Canadian. DFO, we did all we could to help you. We'll talk Mexico a little bit more after we're done with the match previews. The next game slated to be up is Croatia against Belgium. This will be happening at the same time. Belgium got to get a victory here to continue on to the round of 16. And Croatia, I think all they need is a tie, no?
Yeah. No.
Let's do the poll here, Producer Rudd. Who goes through? Canada, or my fault, Croatia or Belgium? We criticize this Belgian team for being so lackluster, for being unmotivated, uninspired, being one of the most saddest teams to watch at this World Cup, whereas Croatia showed their dominance against Canada, man. That midfield is so good, the defense as well. I'll be rooting for Croatia here, man. I really will. But I don't doubt that Belgium might show up, bro. They might show up. On yesterday's prediction episode, you said 100% France wouldn't lose. They fucking lost, man.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, man.
Different, though, because France could have lost 10-0 and it wouldn't have mattered.
It doesn't matter but they lost the game, brother. They lost the game.
Yeah, but I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but still, when it comes to prediction, I think it does matter. I think Croatia will have to fight for a result here, but I do have them winning.
Yeah. I think Croatia have a lot more to give here because if they do lose, then it could get tricky. But I think they'll at least draw. But I need Croatia to win this because, like Morocco, I need them going into the round of 16 in their best form. I hate this Belgium team with all of my heart. So I'm going completely against Belgium here. I don't think they'll show up. They still have, oddly enough, some really good players individually. So they might be able to keep it tight. Maybe. I hope they don't, though. And I don't think they will. I think Croatia will get maybe like a 2-0 win here or something like that.
That'd be nice to see. Let's see. Who wins Croatia versus Belgium? 78% Croatia, 12% Belgium, 10% draw. Yep. Yeah, I hope it's that drastic. I don't think it will be, though. We see Belgium on they're clinging on to the last piece of life here. I think we actually will see a Belgian side that's a lot more formidable than what we've seen the first 2 games. Carlos Colunga Navarro, take my last $1. Mexico is out. I don't care. Varun Raja, y'all should do a review of your predictions going into round 16 and make fresh predictions when all the slots are filled. I think that'd be a good idea. I do want to do fresh some knockout type of predictions for sure.
That'd be fun. Let's do that.
Yeah. And then Juan Galvan, another donation. Thank you, brother, man. I really appreciate that. Okay, I'm with Soltero. Been hating Belgium since 2018.
Hell yeah.
Bro, everyone is better than Denmark. Any new Give and Go merch coming soon? It is coming soon. Soltero looks like he has a headache. I agree, man. I agree.
I have a major migraine right now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Pushing through. Give us a little donation for that, maybe? For his medicine? He needs medicine, man. We need to keep him alive. Lastly, the last 2 games slated to happen. We'll do Costa Rica against Germany. Funny enough, this game has a lot of high stakes now. Crazy, man. Crazy. This is going to be a high-stake game. Costa Rica beating Japan 1-0. They now have an opportunity to be the second CONCACAF team to qualify into the round of 16. It's amazing, man. What an incredible story. We thought they were out. We thought they were dead. But then they resurrected themselves against the Japanese, and Germany as well managed to get a very important single point against Spain that keeps them alive. In the last 10 minutes, Fulkrug getting that game-tying goal. Germany stays alive. So who wins this matchup, boys? Who wins it? I think for me, this one's clear as day. Clear as day, man. Germany is going to get the victory here in a classic German way, getting the victory, qualifying to the round of 16, and they'll find a way out. They'll survive the scare that they had in the first match day, and they'll make it through eventually.
Completely agree. Don't have much to add here. Germany know what they have to do. They're not going to slip up here like the Japanese did against Los Ticos. Germany is going to win this game, and I'm actually even more convinced that they will, because I thought they actually had a good performance against Spain. Not in the sense that they looked like really threatening offensively, but they were able to basically stop Spain from playing their game. And I think that's what really convinced me as far as Germany will have a good game against Costa Rica. And I just don't really rate this Costa Rican side, even though they did beat Japan. So, yeah, Germany to win here.
Yeah, Germany gets the victory. Take care of yourself, Soltero. The chat is actually very concerned, man. They're very concerned.
I'm not going to make it to the final, man. I'm not going to make it.
Nico Llanos, Denmark over Soltero's prediction. Vamos Argentina. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. I want Japan to make it through. I introduced my homies to the Give and Go, and ever since we've been sharing your reels back and forth on the group chats on match days. Love this channel, man. And much love from South Africa. Damn, dude.
That's dope, man.
Damn, that's awesome. I was kind of late. Can we greet from Mexico? We will in a second after we're done with this. Let me do the poll here. Who wins Costa Rica versus Germany? 62% says Germany, 26% says Costa Rica, and 12% says a draw. Yeah, I agree. I actually think this should be a little bit more drastic, folks. I think that should be a little bit more drastic. 62% for Germany?
60?
It should be higher, man. It should be higher, bro.
It's going to be 90, man.
No disrespect. No disrespect, man. And lastly, Japan against Spain. Japan will be needing a desperate result in this match against title contender Spain, who just got a tie against Germany but are still looking good. I'll let you go first on this one. What happens here?
I'm going to be rooting for Japan. I'm hoping that they give a similar performance to Germany because, as I said when they beat Germany, when Japan get going, I think they have the most unpredictable offense in all of world football. So much so that I think they can beat anybody. They proved that they could beat a team like Die Mannschaft in Germany. They can beat Germany. They can beat the Spanish team. But it's going to be completely dependent on who Moriyasu starts and how Japan start this game. If they started even a little shaky, the Spanish are going to take over. The Spanish will take over, and it'll be over for the Japanese. But on the other side, Spain have a good chance here. They have a really, really good chance. I think if they get the draw, maybe that they go through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Spain obviously have that mathematical advantage already. They have the talent to take it. I'm a little disappointed at how uninspiring they were against Germany, though. Gonna be completely honest here. I thought that they would impose themselves a little bit better against the Germans, but they couldn't because, players like Leon Goretzka really stopped them from doing that. If Japan can do the same thing, I think they'll keep it tight till the very end. They get a 1-0 win, then, Japan go through. I honestly don't know who's gonna win this. I think Spain have the edge, but I'm going Japan. I like Japan. When they play their best, I really like them. So I'm gonna be rooting for Japan.
Yeah, hopefully they can wake up after, and hopefully the manager gets it right after the
man.
blunder he had.
That worries me though.
That'd be crazy though if at the end of the day what comes down to Japan qualifying to round 16 is the coach and not the players. That's gotta hurt for Japanese, man. With what he did against Costa Rica. The poll says Spain 58%, Japan 30%, draw 13%. I agree with these numbers. I think it'll be somewhat tight. I do have Spain edging it out. I will not be rooting for Japan. I will be rooting for Germany. So I am German tomorrow. Die Mannschaft, boys and girls. We need those Japanese vibes at the knockouts, says Varun Raja. Are you kidding me? The vibes will be euphoric. Crying face emoji. Yeah. That'd be great to see the Japanese in the knockout. That would be fun to see, man. Hefner Miranda, $5 donation with a keep it up emoji of some potato doing weights, lifting up weights. That's a pair? That might be a pair. DFO, people are leaning more towards the underdogs because of how crazy things have been lately. I've been saying it, man. The World Cup of upsets. We've never seen this many upsets in our lives, man. What a World Cup this has been. It's so hard to predict. Saludos desde Honduras. Shout out Honduras, man. Santi says, go up. Group C gave Soltero a literal migraine.
Literal migraine, man. A literal one, dude.
Duno, $2 donation. Thank you, my friend. Who has a better grito? Mexicano? Oh, wait. Who has a better grito? Mexicano? Rey or Soltero?
Gonna be Reynoso 100%.
That's an easy dub, baby. Give me that shit. All right, folks, we're going to do questions now. Q&A. What do you guys have to ask us? We're actually done here a little early. We're at the 1 hour mark. What questions do you guys have to ask us about the World Cup? About ourselves, perhaps? Maybe our skincare routine? Maybe my hair routine? Anything you guys would like to ask? I'm no longer Mexican-American, says Cristian Rojas. I'm now American-Mexican.
Hey.
Yeah. Why the hell did El Tata not use the same lineup for the first 2 games? Trojan horse. Yeah, man. Yeah, I actually really agree. When I saw the lineup today, I was like, man, this actually looks really nice.
Yeah.
It looks really
It looks
nice.
progressive. And I think that's the biggest word that doesn't define Tata as progressive until today.
Yeah, and risk-taking, man.
Yeah.
Orbelin, I didn't know he had that in him, low-key. Honestly, he played so well. I wonder what he's doing in Greece right now, man.
Yeah.
Over at Athens. I like it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, people like your shirt. We got
Cowboys
fans.
Go Cowboys.
You think Mexico will be set for the next World Cup? I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. I think the next few months will actually define Mexico's path the next 3.5 years because, dude, we got to make the right decisions for head coach. We got to see the Football Mexican Federation makes the right decisions as well. And the development of these players throughout the next 3 years will be super important. So I want to hope that we will, but we'll have to see. Varun Raja, question for Reynoso. Hey, that's me. Are you going to have a black magic doll to curse Messi going forth for not helping Mexico through? I won't, man. I'm not that anti-Argentina as Soltero is. I'm telling you, man, if Lionel Messi winning the World Cup is the greatest story in football right now.
Yeah.
If he does it, it'll be the greatest closure to what has been an incredible, story arc. And so I'm rooting for that. I would love to see that, honestly. When are you guys coming to South Africa? Were you the guy that DM'd me on Instagram talking about going to South Africa, man? I had someone doing that.
Really?
Would love to have a free kick session with y'all someday. Hey, I can put a spin on a ball, brother. I really can. But at the same time, I can be a great keeper, man. We were talking about it the other day. I grew up playing goalkeeper, and I was never good enough to be a second div, third division goalkeeper, but I was always too good to be a rec goalkeeper, man. Yeah. Always too good.
Yeah, you're so advanced at the rec level.
Yeah, so I'm in that middle ground, man.
Yeah.
I can't play professionally and I can't play amateur, man. God damn it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is Reynoso considering entering the transfer portal? The U.S. national team is recruiting dual. This fucking guy,
Come on, man. You got a CONCACAF team to support now. Come on.
Fuck, dude. I could put in some work. Man. Matty Turner, I'm coming for your spot. What do y'all think Mexico needs to do to ascend to a better level and be ready for the next World Cup? Let's do this. How about between coaching change, federation change, and development of players? Which of those 3 do you think is the most important?
I really do think it's the coach. I said it at the beginning of today's shoot. Whoever succeeds, Tata Martino, I think is going to define how Mexico looks in 4 years. And I really do wonder what it's going to take for them to look at all of the choices that they have, because I actually don't know. I need to look myself to see who I would like to see as the coach. I already said I don't want them to go back to someone that they've used like recently. For example, Miguel Herrera. I know he has the passion. I know he's Mexican. I know he's done it before, but I don't think that's the right path. I really don't. I want low-key a tactician, but also a guy, because Martino, you could argue, maybe in his essence, is a tactical manager, but I need someone who knows Liga MX really well or is willing to learn the league really well, but who's also willing to give European players that chance. Pineda going to Greece, I think he should have been in the look for a starting central midfielder way earlier than he was today, right? For players like Gerardo Arteaga, why wasn't he given a chance way earlier, man? Gallardo's a solid choice, but what Arteaga had been doing in Belgium for a while now, man, he had to have been given the reins to start at left back like over a year ago. But I think that's down to Martino just being stubborn, man. Dude, starting Herrera and Guardado against Argentina, again, that's just stubborn coaching. So we need to go someone who's the opposite of that. So I really do think that we already said it. The talent is there for Mexico. The potential is there from a player perspective. It's going to be down to the coach for me.
I actually really agree, man. If you got offered the spot right now, would you take it? Would you leave the podcast to coach Mexico?
I'd quit my job, man. I really would.
It sounds like you're describing yourself, man. A tactician. It'd be great to see that. Knows Liga MX, man? You know the ins and outs, man. I would love to see that. Now that the tournament is over, which league are you looking forward to watching? The tournament ain't over, brother. It ain't over. What the hell? What the hell? I ain't thinking about no other league, bro. Safvet Besson, $20 donation. Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
What chances do you give the U.S. national team against Netherlands? Are you guys going to do a round of 16 preview pod or video? Also needs to be more Ronaldo love on the pod. Okay, let me acknowledge a few of those things. The round of 16 video, I think we'll have to do because everyone's asking for it, man. We'll figure a way to fix that. Hopefully, once we give Soltero some medication, we can figure that out. We'll do it. Second point, will the USA, how will they perform against the Netherlands? What's your prediction on that? I'll give mine in a sec.
I'm going to give this a solid 50-50. Like, I think the U.S. have a 50%, a coin toss chance of getting through the Netherlands. And likewise for the Netherlands. I think it's going to be way tighter than maybe a casual fan maybe expects it. The Netherlands have not impressed me. Their only point of contention as to why they might be better than the U.S. is they have a guy in Cody Gakpo, who's, I think, scored in every single game for the Netherlands this tournament. He looks really, really good. The rest of the Netherlands just look solid. What the Netherlands do have, though, is a very sturdy back line. And the fact that the USA have struggled to score against defenses like that this tournament might give Netherlands the edge here. So maybe it's more 51%, 49% to the Netherlands. Maybe I'll give them that. Yeah, exactly. The house. The edge goes to the house in this situation. But the USA, man, the way that they've been playing, I honestly still don't think people are that convinced, which they should be. The way that they have been playing has been phenomenal. I will not back down on that. This is the best USA squad I have ever seen. Just the way that they're combining, I've never seen it. I get a little concerned with their midfield and how they gas out by the 60th minute, and maybe that's where the Netherlands might take advantage. But the thing is, they won't, because the Netherlands just have not been dynamic. Depay's been off, man. Bergwijn, he hasn't been here in this tournament. De Jong's been good, but he needs players to feed. The only one that's asking to be fed is Gakpo. So because I think the Netherlands are out of form offensively, that's going to help the USA here. And if Pulisic is at his best, and hopefully he's healthy after that abdominal contusion, we have a big chance here. So I think this is going to be 50-50. Either team can take it, but obviously I'm going to be rooting for the USA.
You remember how we started the Netherlands deep dive? You remember how you started it, man? We talked about how Netherlands always thrashes and crushes the dreams of the teams that you support. Yeah. That's the Netherlands that you know. Oh, yeah. That's the team that you've known him to be. Those Dutch bastards, you once said.
And they're here to do it again.
Bro, they have CONCACAF's number historically. Yeah. I'm going to align myself with that until the very end.
That's fair. I
have to. They've done it to Mexico. They've done it to Costa Rica, and it's now the USA's turn, bro. Yeah. In a round of 16 match, going into it, same thing. I thought Mexico had a good chance against Netherlands. Costa Rica as well. USA has a very good chance, probably their best chance to make it to the quarterfinals in like the past 20 years, probably since 2002 when they made it by beating Mexico. Like, this is their chance. They have a week, not a week, but a a not as good Netherlands team awaiting them. So I do think it'll be close, but ultimately, man, I think that Dutch ruthlessness will come through and get the win here, man. And I hate to say it. And if Pulisic is even at 90%,
that's what scares me.
80%, that's gonna hurt, man. That's gonna hurt. So let's go to another. Final part. Also needs to be more Ronaldo love on the pod. I think I just need to see a little bit more from Ronaldo. I think that's my thing. You know, so far he's got a penalty goal to his name and a hairspray goal to his name. More so an assist. So I need to see a little bit more to give him some love. But yes, he's a legend of the game. Darth Chewy. If it's Ochoa's last World Cup, what a great 11 years.
What a beautiful 11 years.
That's true, man. I didn't even think about that.
What a beautiful
and all the chaos. This was Ochoa's last World Cup. Wish he could have made that last save and that the last shot on goal for him in the Mexico national team was a goal. Hate that it went out like that. But at the end of the day, man, thank you, San Ochoa. Let's get a quick. What's the opposite of F's in the chat? What's the opposite? W's in the chat? Let's put W's in the chat for Ochoa. W's in the chat for Ochoa, please. W's, please. Let's pay our respects to a Mexican goalkeeping legend. Who knows who's going to be next? Probably Carlos Acevedo, but hopefully someone else rises in those ranks, man.
I think it's wide open, to be honest. I know a lot of people are high on Acevedo, and he is a good goalkeeper, but I think it's honestly wide open for any young Mexican goalkeeper to take those reins.
Yes. W's in the chat. I'm loving to see that. Maybe David Ochoa, another Ochoa. Chico. Do y'all think any Mexican players that didn't get called for this World Cup would be able to change what just happened? It's tough to say because in World Cups, sometimes one player just has the time of his life and changes the scope of a whole group stage for a team. But then other times, other players are just invisible. Would Diego Lainez have had such a big impact on this team? I don't know. I think I struggle to see that. Yeah. Marcelo Flores, would he have been able to do something? Santi Jimenez, perhaps I think would have been the biggest factor. And the fact that he wasn't called up to this World Cup, I think is a flaw in Tata Martino's coaching. He should have been here, especially seeing how much we needed offensive prowess, man. Yeah. He brought on offensive players in nearly every single game. And when you have Alvarado coming in an Argentina match, dude. Yeah. I think there's plenty of room in this team for a Santi Jimenez appearance at the very least, dude. Yeah. Would he have been able to change the whole scope of the group? I just think that's really tough to say. But he did deserve a call-up at the very least. All right, a few more questions here. Oh, do you think Acevedo will be Mexico's new #1 goalkeeper? Why or why not? From David Cerda, $5 donation. Thank you, man. I think for now, yeah. But like we said, I think the spot is up for grabs. Yeah. I really do think so. If a player just has a really good Liga MX tournament or maybe goes to Europe, I would love to see what happens.
I could see it being very similar to the goalkeeping situation that was with the U.S., where Stefan started out as a new #1, but then Turner had a really good string of performances and stole it from Stefan. So I think right now it'll be Acevedo's, but literally any other keeper that rises to the occasion could take it from him.
Could do it. It'll be exciting to see who steps up. Haircut routine, Reynoso. I use Moroccan oil, my friend. Moroccan oil. I'm naturally curly, though, so that's what helps. But like I said, folks, I got 3 years left, man. This hairline is coming in quick, bruh. Quick. So I got 3 years left. I'm going to embrace that. I'm going to let it just shine while I have that time, man. Why is it that Mexico or Liga MX needs to go back to relegation or Mexico is going to stay stale? Thoughts?
That situation gets really interesting. We could have a whole conversation on this, but I'll try to keep it quick. I think Liga MX low-key are trying to emulate what the MLS is doing because the MLS is actually making money, and Liga MX are looking over at their neighbors and like, oh, shit. They just won their first CONCACAF Champions League in like 20 years, and I think the MLS is just going to keep growing and growing and growing. Liga MX, the only way I think they can compete is if they try to follow what the MLS is doing. So I actually could not see relegation coming back to Mexico because it just wouldn't agree with what's happening business-wise when they look at their neighbors in the U.S.
Yeah, that makes sense right there. I can see that one. Oscar Lopez, El Piojo or Guillermo Almada for next Mexico coach?
Almada would be interesting. I actually do like what he brings, and the teams that he's coached in Mexico have been really, really successful, man. And I do see him as a guy who's a good tactical manager, but also likes to have like creative offensive style of play too. Almada actually could get a good nod here. Whether he'd take it or not, I have no idea.
How did you guys meet once one guy said they are lovers? Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. This is my brother, dude. Not really. I grew up with him basically from birth, man.
From birth, yeah.
A block away from you. Your parents are my godparents through church, through religion. And we played on the same youth soccer team. You were my fullback while I was up there playing as a striker.
Yep.
Or when I was goalkeeping, I would hand that ball off to you to really push the offense forward. From then on, different universities, but then we congregated once again, and we started this show a year and a few months ago solely because we love the sport. We love talking about it, and as we said before, we've been doing podcasts through WhatsApp messages, sending them to each other for the longest time. Let's start a podcast and see what happens. And now you're sitting here with a migraine. That's how far you come. That's how far you come. Where does Mbappe's legacy land if France wins the World Cup? I love this topic.
This is a good topic.
Love this topic, man, because we haven't seen a situation like this in modern football. We really haven't, because I can't compare it to Messi because he didn't have a World Cup victory under his belt before he was 22, 23 years old. But Mbappe does. So it makes things very interesting. If anything, it's more aligned to like Pelé's legacy, honestly. Without Pelé won a World Cup at like 17. Mbappe was what, 18, 19?
Yes.
If he does it again, man. Yeah. We got to talk about this guy as...
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah, like you said, one of the greatest offensive players of our generation, for sure. Yeah. He'll go down in history as an incredible player. No, he won't be close to Maradona or Pelé's legacy yet, but he'll have a good shout if he continues this progression for the next 10 years, because that's how long he has to be in this game, dude.
At the highest level, too.
Yeah.
That's going to be ridiculous.
It'll be really interesting to see what happens with his legacy. But, yes, if he gets the dub, it'll be amazing, man. You guys should organize a tournament with the viewers someday. We're actually thinking of we have an idea kind of forming where we want to have our viewers come out 5 minutes each, feature on the pod, talk to us, and we'll rotate them out. Kind of give us your hottest take, 5 minutes to at least talk footy with us. And I think it'd make for a great episode where we feature like 20 different voices. Yeah. And we talk about the pod, man. We talk about football. We talk about everything that involves this sport. And I would just love to see our viewers in person, see what they're like in front of the mic, man, because it's different. It's different once you have this shit in front of you, man. It's different.
It is.
But I would love to see it, man. Last thing. Only reason you're not in my Spotify list is because I only watch you on YouTube. Gave you a 5-star rating, though. Hey, appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate that. We're going to head out, guys. Make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify if you're listening to us on there. Give us a like on YouTube. Subscribe to us, please. It really helps out the channel. And once again, thank you for the donations. Thank you for your time. And please take time to grieve. Your mental health is important to me. Take time to grieve because today Mexico lost. It hurts, brother. It really does. But we got close, man. We got close. Until next time, which will be tomorrow, we'll see you guys soon, man. Peace.